Hi, how you doing? I am Sister Freya of RootMama Maternal Care, and many of my viewers don't know yet, but I'm a new mother now. So thank you so much for all the congratulations that everyone sent me, and this is quite the journey. I'm coming to you today because I want to talk about some marketing materials that I received from a formula company, and I want to point out how really difficult it would be for a new mom to resist some of this marketing because it's very clever. And also, I'm wanting to share my disappointment with the marketing tactics of these formula companies, because there is an uptick in women who are choosing to exclusively breastfeed their children. There are more and more pediatricians following the American Academy of Pediatrics recommendation of exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months. There are more pediatricians and obstetricians and other healthcare professionals who are also recommending World Health Organization recommendations to breastfeed for 1 year. So there's less moms utilizing formula. Not a huge, they're still making billions of dollars, but they don't want to lose even a penny. So I'm going to share with you some of the stuff that I've gotten that has really pissed me off. First of all, I never signed up to receive information from Enfamil. So I'm not really sure how they got my information. It could be from maybe a baby registry that I had, or I'm not sure, a doctor's office. I'm not sure exactly how they got my information, but they got my information and they've been marketing to me ever since. It seems like they also knew that I chose to breastfeed, so they've been specifically sending me information about supplementing and about stopping breastfeeding and starting formula. So first I want to share with you emails that I got, which I promptly unsubscribed from. Not only did I unsubscribe from the emails, but I also wrote in a note asking them, hey, I'm breastfeeding my child, please don't send me this information. So they sent me an email. Wish I could share my screen with you, but I'm going to read some of it to you. On the 19th of May, and I don't know, maybe I was about, at that time, 28 weeks or 30 weeks or something like that. And so they sent me this email and they said, hey, thank you for joining Enfamil Family Beginnings. We're a community of moms. We're going to give you information about feeding your baby until your baby's a toddler. So it says, I'm going to breastfeed. Why do I need Enfamil? ? Making plans is part of life, but sometimes it doesn't go as planned, so it's good to have options. If you decide to use formula at any point in your journey, the maker of Enfamil has credentials worth remembering. And they're bullet pointed here. Enfamil Stage Nutrition is inspired by breast milk. NeuroComplete blend has brain nourishing DHA and other important nutrients. Specialized formulas for range of feeding issues too. We've been dedicated to feeding babies for over 100 years. So none of these bullet points that they just talked about even compare to the benefits of breastfeeding. And to say something is inspired by breastfeeding is like, I don't know, it's kind of, I think it's a stretch. It's a marketing stretch. The formula has nothing to do with breast milk. It's derived from, we'll talk about the ingredients later, but let's just assume it's derived from cow's milk. Cow's milk is developed to nourish a baby cow. A baby cow has very specific developmental needs in the beginning of its life. It needs to be able to walk very quickly. It needs to be able to basically fend for itself very quickly. It needs to be able to put on a lot of weight very quickly. None of those nutritional, developmental needs really have anything to do with the baby. The baby spends its first 5 years primarily developing its brain. That's why humans are so intelligent. Our development is at the beginning of our life really has to do a lot with brain development. Breast milk is specifically developed to develop your baby's brain. That's why babies who are breastfed have higher IQ. But I digress. Let's get into the next email. So they sent me that email. I didn't have time to respond, so I didn't respond. I got another email the next month at 32 weeks saying, 32 weeks thinking about how you'll feed your baby? This is in the subject line, ? Breastfeeding is an excellent start, but it's smart to have a backup plan. Anytime you say but, that always negates the first thing that you just said. So if you just say, hey, I want to go skiing, but I can't, I just negated the fact that I want it because I'm not going. So they just negated the fact that breastfeeding is an excellent start. Notice how they say start. You have to really drill down to each and every word that these people are using. So they're saying, oh yeah, we know you'll probably start, it'll get difficult, and then you can just come over here to the formula and we'll be an easy solution for you. Breastfeeding and supplement can work hand in hand, which is a bold-faced lie. Breastfeeding and supplementing can work hand in hand. This is something that is so dangerous because formula companies are putting information out that is detrimental to women's ability to be successful breastfeeding. They tell you that supplementing and breastfeeding can go hand in hand, when everyone will tell you. You can go to any breastfeeding authority website and you'll see that breastfeeding is a supply and demand operation. After the initial, your body just churns out milk, it just makes a lot of milk, your baby takes that milk, then after a while it starts to taper off. You just pretty much produce enough milk for your baby, and that's based on the demand of your baby. So how often are you pumping, how often are you nursing, or how often are you emptying your breast is directly correlated with how much milk your body makes. So what happens if you start supplementing? Supplementing meaning you're giving your child formula. That means there's less demand, which means you're going to produce less milk. Many women are not able to reach their breastfeeding goals because they were going under the false assumption that they could supplement in formula and be able to continue to breastfeed their child. There's other factors that come into supplementing as well. You're introducing a bottle, oftentimes extremely early, and a lot of times it's difficult for new babies to go from bottle to breast back and forth, especially if they're introduced that bottle so soon. They're getting a different type of palate stimulation with that nipple, and sometimes they may lean towards preferring that, or maybe it's the flow of the milk from the bottle which immediately comes out, and so they're used to that instant gratification. What happens when they're breastfeeding is that there's a letdown that happens, so it takes a little while for the milk to come down, and then they're going to get that nice hydrating milk at the beginning, which is the fore milk, which will quench their thirst, and it's sort of like what we call an appetizer in the breastfeeding community. Then they're going to get that hind milk, which is that creamy, rich, nutrient-rich milk at the end, the hind milk. And so babies who start off breastfeeding, they are used to that experience when they feed, and so when you give them that bottle, which just chugs the milk in their throat and gives them that palate stimulation, they can so that in and of itself can end a mother's if she supplements with a bottle and formula, that can already end her breastfeeding journey with her baby, maybe sooner than she wanted it to. So that all of a sudden, that right there is a lot. Okay, they go on to say there are many benefits to breastfeeding, even if only for the first few days when your body produces colostrum with a higher protein level and antibodies to protect your newborn. And if you continue breastfeeding, there may come a time when you need a little bit more flexibility. So they're already sort of giving you this feeling that, yes, breastfeeding is basically, it's burdensome, it's rigid, it's not going to be good. Why don't you come over here and have all this flexibility with the formula? Another thing that they're saying in this thing is that your colostrum has higher protein and antibodies to protect your child. They're not going on to say breast milk in and of itself has protein for your child and antibodies for your child. So you're not just going to get antibodies during the colostrum phase. Your child is going to get a boosted immunity and a healthy gut flora and all these other benefits that I don't even have enough time in this particular video to talk to you about all the benefits of breastfeeding, but it's not relegated to the point of colostrum. And there's also a scientist, I forgot her name, I'll have to maybe post it in the comments section, the description section of this video, but she has information called Just One Bottle, and what this talks about is basically it talks about how one bottle of formula can basically negate all of the benefits that a child is receiving with being breastfed. So it sort of turns on the head this idea of you're doing good to be breastfeeding, but you can introduce formula and it's no big deal. It is a big deal. It does have an effect on the child and on the child's metabolism and on all the other points that I just discussed. Supplementing with formula allows family members and caregivers to feed the baby and can give you some needed rest. Enfamil for supplementing is a gentle complement to breast milk and has DHA at the levels of breast milk. Okay, there's a little asterisk there. Let's see what the asterisk says. Average level of DHA, this is in very tiny print. Average level of DHA in worldwide breast milk is 0.32%. I think there's a variation of 0.22%. Mean standard deviation of total fatty acids based on the analysis of 65 studies of 2,474 women. First of all, that's a very bold claim to be making if you're basing the study off of 2,474 women versus the billion in the world who are giving birth. So back that thing up, okay? Like, that's a very lofty claim for your very small study. Okay, so what's wrong with this? Many things. Supplementing with formula allows family members. So a mom is already feeling guilty, and I know how a mom is already feeling guilty because people are like telling you, why can't I feed the baby? Why can't I feed the baby? And not really respecting that mom and baby bonding time, because our society has been such brainwashed by the formula companies anyway. So here they're adding fuel to the fire. Then they say, oh, and you can get some needed rest, which studies actually show that breastfed moms on average get more sleep a week than formula fed moms. So that's really not a true statement. Enfamil for supplementing is a gentle complement to breast milk. Like I said in previous comments that I just made, supplementing with formula and breast milk really don't go hand to hand, and it's a very fine line, and it's very easy to skew off and just go straight to formula because of the detrimental effects of the supply and demand, nipple confusion, and other things that can be involved with attempting to supplement. So by lying to mothers, the formula companies are setting them up for failure with their breastfeeding goals. Formula feeding with confidence. Enfamil formulas are inspired by the changes in breast milk. Enfamil newborn is patterned after early breast milk and has expert recommended levels of DHA and vitamin D. When your baby reaches 3 months, Enfamil infant is our closest formula to mature breast milk and also has DHA and vitamin D. This formula has been shown to support early and long learning ability through the age of 5. Okay, what they're not telling you is that, for example, your breast milk does change over time, but that connection with your child still remains. Breast milk is so fascinating that if your child is exposed to a pathogen, a germ, or a virus or something like that, within 24 hours, the mother's breast milk responds to create the antibodies in that milk for baby. Breast milk is a living organism that changes based on a day-to-day basis, not on okay, I'm going to open up this package this month and then the 2 more months I'm going to open up that's my change. No, this is a continual, constant feedback between mom and baby that cannot be matched by formula, period, point blank. And to even insinuate that you can is very deceptive marketing. Enfamil is inspired by so that's wrong. Pattern after early breast milk, impossible. Like, you cannot. I mean, they're still they spend all day and all these billions of dollars trying to imitate colostrum, and it's just not happening. But what they do is they tell you that they do, which tricks the mom into believing that, oh, they're the same. Formula and breast milk, either one, it doesn't matter. Or even at this point, because of the way that they're hyping up the marketing, they're even believing, moms are even under the false impression that the formula is better because the formula has vitamin D. You don't have vitamin D. Forget about the sun. You need to get our vitamin D, which is very deceptive. Okay, so formula has been shown early long learning ability. Like I said, the studies have shown that breast milk actually increases the IQ of children. And so they're basically comparing themselves to themselves. So for example, let's say I produce let's say I have something that's 100 gallons, and then I say, oh, we 33% more than what I produced the last time. That's not 33% more compared to my competitors. You see what I'm saying? So let's say at one point there was these nutrients in breast milk maybe 20 years ago. I'm sorry, in formula, there were these nutrients at this level compared to breast milk, average breast milk nutrients. Okay, well, they add more nutrients. So they say, well, we're closer than ever to breast milk. Let's just say that they're just an iota of a smidgen of a point closer, which really, it's not like you can't really say you're trying to be closer to breast milk, because that's really like not possible, because it's produced from a human being and you're not extracting the milk from a human being. So you can just say that you're trying to meet nutritional needs of the child better. That would be a more accurate marketing statement that wouldn't be so deceptive to moms. But there's no way to measure that. Like, just making that claim that it's more close than ever, compared to what? Compared to what you did. So who knows what that is? Okay, so this is, at this point, I write Infamil and say, hey, don't send me these emails. I don't want them. I don't get any more emails. However, they started to send me stuff to my house. So first I want to show you this package that I got right when my baby turned 2 months. I think it was the day my baby turned 2 months. I got this package in the mail. It was on my doorstep when I woke up in the morning. This is the package that arrived. Hello, baby. Isn't it cute? Oh, look at this package. It looks so snazzy. It's got this on the side and this. Complete da-da-da-da. Oh, little brown baby. Oh, yep. They probably know I'm black. Hello, Mom, they say. Okay. So that's the package that I got. It was just wrapped in like plastic. So I just took the plastic off so I can kind of get a preview for you guys. So this is what I saw when I opened it up. Sorry. Gosh. So this is what I saw when I opened up. Start with breastfeeding gentle. I'm sorry, what does this say? Starting with something gentle, okay? Comfort with formula for feeding issues. And the last one says grow with staged nutrition. And okay, so what's inside is these little fast package. So I guess you just open these up and put them in the bottle and go. So you don't have to scoop it out. So this is like a convenience. I'm sure this is like way more expensive than the canned version. And then, so that's supplementing. Supposedly it's a difference between regular formula and supplementing, which I don't think so. I really don't think so. This contains soy and milk. Soy being one of the most common allergens in the planet, and so is casein, a soy milk protein. Here's the infant 1 fast packets, which I guess is the same idea. Also contains milk and soy. Let me see if I can see what the ingredients are. Okay, the first ingredient is non-fat milk, lactose, vegetable oil from palm oil, coconut, soy, high oleic, sunflower oils, whey protein, and a bunch of stuff I can't pronounce. And then they've got their vitamins and minerals at the end. So as you know with ingredients, you list the ingredient that has the most first. So the majority of this is non-fat milk. I'm assuming cow's milk, but they don't say it. And then with the supplementing formula, let's see if there's any difference. So the first ingredient for this is corn syrup. So corn syrup, basically like cheap sugar derived from corn. Partially hydrogenized, non-fat milk, whey protein of soy, vegetable oil, which is a mixture of palm oil, soy, coconut, and sunflower oil. I can't even pronounce these chemicals, I'm sorry. And the vitamins at the end, like vitamin B, riboflavin, hydrochloride, vitamin K, vitamin E, vitamin A, vitamin D3, calcium, phosphate, magnesium, some just vitamins at the end. Okay. And minerals. Then you got these cans that they sent also. So this is the newborn, and this is the gentle ease. And the gentle ease first ingredient is corn syrup solids. The first ingredient of the newborn is non-fat milk. So and they've got instructions on how to prepare it and stuff like that. And they've got this idea. Oh, it says this is the Neuro Complete, which in and of itself is already deceptive because the breast milk is actually perfectly designed to develop your child's brain. This is just trying to imitate it. But if the first ingredient is cow's milk, then cow's milk the ingredients are to develop a baby cow, not a human. And with corn syrup solids, I guess that's just like sugar water. And I don't know what with minerals in it. And that's not breast milk. Breast milk is not sugar water with minerals in it. So there's a big difference. Okay, so I got that. Then inside the package, they also sent me coupons. They sent me a coupon for Tiny Prints. And then they sent me, is this it? Yeah, they sent me this. Oh no, this is just more marketing material. This is marketing material for a product that they didn't send me. This is like the liquid formula that's already ready to go, but they didn't send that. They just sent the powder stuff. But I guess it's just to market to me this product. Infamil, ready to use. And I'm sure it's way more expensive. Even though this stuff is expensive, I think it's like $17 or $18 a can or something like that. So, you know, the dangerous thing about it, not only does it hurt the children, but it really hurts the economics of the family, because if mom was going along doing well with her breastfeeding and saving thousands of dollars a year, keeping thousands of dollars a year in her pocket so where she can do something to develop her family or invest in her children, now once she destroys her ability to breastfeed and she's hooked on these cans, you know, that's thousands of dollars a year because of the deceptive marketing. Not just because of the deceptive marketing, but in part because of the deceptive marketing. Because they want to convince moms that it doesn't matter. Okay, so they sent me that, and then they sent me this book, which is full of lies. Nourishing Your Baby's Development. An essential feeding guide, which this is not an essential feeding guide. This is just marketing material from them to buy their products. Okay, so mom asks questions and we like to help. Did you know colostrum is the first breast milk, provides nutrients and newborn needs for the first days, including many protective substances, which they don't include any of them in this. They call this complete, but this is how much information is on colostrum. You see? But this is a complete guide in feeding your baby. Many moms breastfeed their newborns to pass along these benefits. They don't tell you the benefits. See page 12 for breastfeeding how-tos. They don't tell you the benefits. They don't tell you anything because they don't want you to be too excited about the colostrum, because they really just want you to give them Infamil. Okay, breastfeeding is a wonderful way to nourish your baby while you create a loving bond. Breastfeeding is a special time as you and your baby create a strong emotional bond, and this sense of well-being and experience isn't just your imagination. Your body produces powerful hormones, prolactin and oxytocin, which create nurturing and loving sensations as you breastfeed. True, but complete? Not nearly. It's just a paragraph. I'm sorry, just a couple of sentences. So they talk about colostrum again on this page. From nutrition to antibodies, breast milk is an excellent start for your baby. But they don't say that breastfeeding is the best choice. They don't say that. For infant nutrition, breast milk may be the most complete food made by nature. Breast milk provides protein, carbohydrates, fat from your body. Fat your baby needs to be healthy. It also has substances to protect your baby against many diseases. Antibodies. They're not telling you that because why? They really want to focus on the stuff that they can purport that they have that breast milk has. So they don't want to tell you about the stem cells. They don't want to tell you about the antibodies. They don't want to tell you about the rapid response that your body has to make those antibodies very quickly to respond to your baby. They're not going to tell you any of that because they want you to compare apples to apples. And that's not even what breast milk and formula is. It's not comparing apples. It's not even comparing apple to oranges. They're not even in the same ballpark. That's how far apart they are. They're not even in the same ballpark. So, okay, every time you breastfeed, alternate breasts you offer first to make sure a full supply of milk is stimulated on each side. So they're already sort of telling you that, oh, you might have a supply issue. You see all the subliminal messages to undermine the success of a mother. So on this page, they talk about a few, when they better stress few, because this is just not even part of what breast milk has. A few of breast milk's nutrients and what they do. Choline, blah, 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 what choline does. DHA and AR, fatty acids, da-da-da-da. Prebiotics also play an important role in your baby's health, da-da-da-da, to feed good bacteria that are beneficial to your baby's digestive system, da-da-da-da. Iron is an important at any age. That includes babies. It's an essential part of hemoglobin, da-da-da-da. Vitamin D is another part. Help your baby absorb calcium for strong bones. So here's the information that they're giving you on. Sorry, you may not be able to read this, but you can at least get the gist of it. So it's just very little information about these few nutrients. Okay, someone's calling me. I'll finish this video in a second. Be right back. Okay, where were we? So we went over this. I shared with you the things that it says that's in the formula, and they just focusing on the things that they can say that they have in the formula, and they ignore the things that they don't have that breast milk has, and that's a marketing ploy. So step-by-step guide for nursing. They don't have any visual. They shouldn't call this essential guide. Just say this is just our marketing material, because it's just this. This is supposed to be your all-inclusive breastfeeding instructional, and that's all that's included in there. Where there's no visuals or anything like that. Just this one. But it's not like a how-to. It's just like, oh, I'm breastfeeding my baby, but it doesn't actually tell you, break it down, like what's a good latch and all that. So here's a few more information. It's a little bit more information, but there's no visuals about breastfeeding. Talks about baby's growth. Okay, let me just skip over. Pumping is an option, but according to them. Whether you're going back to using breast pumps, whether you're going back to work or have another change in your routine, using a pump to collect breast milk can be a great solution. Pumps also come in handy if you want to pump milk so your partner, family member, caregiver can feed your baby. Again, sort of playing into that, oh, other people need to be feeding your baby in order for you to be a good mom, because if you're just hogging your baby, you're spoiling your baby and you're a bad mom. That's what this is insinuating. Using breast pumps. So they talk a little bit about that, not a lot. They talk about storing breast milk, no visuals, just some basic information. Breastfeeding and your nutrition. Your breast milk will be your baby's sole nutrition for many months of his early growth. So you'll want to make sure that you're up for the job, and that means eating right, just as you did during pregnancy. What you can eat, a few guidelines. If you need to take any medication, always check with your doctor. Some breastfeeding babies are fussier after their mom's spicy or gassy foods. Avoid fish that are known to be high in mercury. Drink plenty of non-caffeinated beverages to stay hydrated. Drink water. Non-caffeinated beverages. Did you know not only should you eat a balanced meal while you're breastfeeding, but you should also consume about 300 more calories every day than you did before you were pregnant? You need these extra calories to keep your baby growing. Okay, supplementing and weaning. Did you know many moms have found that making a change to bottle feeding is easier when someone from other than mom offers the bottle? And a different feeding location can also help your baby adapt. So they're talking about supplementing, and now there's more visuals. They've got the product here. They've got mom nursing the baby. So you can see the step up from the breastfeeding information. So they say, they're talking about how to take the bottle, weaning your baby. And this is a very small child that they have here and here. These are not the ages of when you should be weaning your child. So it's really odd that's the visual that accompanies weaning or supplementing. Okay, tips for weaning. They've got lots of information on that. Preparing bottles safely. They've got plenty of information of that. Instructions. Choosing your formula. So now we're getting into the meat of it. The majority of this is about formula feeding. So Infamil routine infant formulas have NeuroComplete blend that helps nourish brain development as your baby grows. It has DHA, ARI, choline, and iron. See, again, I told you they were setting you up. See, here are the 5 things listed. They were setting you up with the breast milk information at the beginning and omitting the things that breast milk has that formula doesn't, and just focusing on what the formula does, what the formula has in it, so that way they can show you, see, it's in breast milk, see, it's in formula. You see, you have to read between the lines with dealing with these companies, because the marketing is so crafty. So when they call it NeuroComplete, which, you know, it would lead one to believe that it has everything my baby needs for brain development, and it must be as good as formula, because it sounds so cool, NeuroComplete, but it doesn't. So now they've got a breakdown of all the products that they have and how awesome they are, because they're for breastfeeding moms who choose to introduce formula. Tailored nutrition for baby up to 3 months. Brain nourishing DHA, calcium, vitamin D, tailored milk, DHA and iron to help support brain development. So they just want to keep honing it in. It's like basically what they're doing is there's a lot of health from the county health across the country, different county health departments. You've got women.gov, you've got the American Academy of Pediatrics, you've got ACOG, the American Congress of Gynecologists and Obstetricians, you have the World Health Organization, you have WIC, you have the La Leche League, you have the International Center for Traditional Childbearing. You have all of these organizations who are giving moms information on breast milk, and they're playing up the benefits of breast milk, which is all science-based, because what happens is when breastfeeding information comes out, it's highly scrutinized. So you cannot oversell breast milk or over grandize what it is. They're still doing research on breast milk now, and it's like every year new benefits are coming out that we didn't even know. So it's like we know a lot about breast milk, but there's still benefits that we don't even understand yet. We're still studying to find out these benefits. So what happens is the formula companies are using the same language from all of these organizations who are promoting breast milk and breastfeeding for children, for moms and babies, and they're trying to equate those also to what's happening in formula, and it's just simply not, it's not true. It's not really honest marketing. I feel it's deceptive. So they've got the products. I'm sorry, y'all. This is taking more products. More products. A cute baby. Sorry. And your baby's development. Did you know? First year milestone. So, it's kind of like, thinking that your baby is going to be developing at optimal rate using formula, which is not true. Anyway. Daily care, they've got a little bit of information on that and some cute. So I guess, the way this thing is put together, it's sort of like, a little bit of breastfeeding information in the front, a lot of formula information in the middle, and a little bit of baby care at the end. And they've got an immunization chart here. And they've got showing, that's a lot of immunizations, but that's another video. And then they've got, share information, get instant answers, amazing baby app, download our app, tra-la-la. So that's the book. This is how thick it is that they sent inside the package of the formula stuff. And then they also sent me, I know I got a check. I think it was this one. No, that one came later. Okay, so this one came, I don't know which one came with which. I think it might have been this. Yeah, this one came with the package. So I got this. These are like coupons. This came in the package. $5. So I got a total of 4 of these. So this is $20 worth of coupons for Enfamil. And the interesting thing is how they did it. Like, they could have done it a cheapo, but they've got a lot of money. Come on, let's be honest. They could have done a cheapo coupon, but instead they like made a check. The reason why they make checks is because it looks like free money, right? Like, this is a check made out to me. Like, I better utilize this. Instead of like, oh, it's a coupon, whatever, I'll throw it. Oh, it expired. Oh, I missed it. No big deal. But like, you're going to be more likely to want to utilize a check than a coupon. So they went ahead and spent the extra money so that moms will be motivated to go out into the store and buy Enfamil and use these coupons that they say, cash them like a check, So all that came at the 2-month mark. Then maybe at the 3-month mark, when my baby turned 3 months, I got this. This is just coupons, but they do it in the form of checks, again, like I was telling you. So I got 2. Just 2. See, that's how they do. They get you hooked on this stuff. They give you all, and then they start going down, down, down. So now I got 4 in this package. Now they just send me 2. $10. And maybe I started using this formula and my breast milk stopped at 2 months. My breast milk dried up and I'm hooked on this stuff. Well, now I've only got $10 to spend, and maybe I'll get a couple cans from WIC, and then after that I've got to figure it out. Very dangerous. Know more about your options as your routine changes, and that's what they kind of keep reiterating, like your routine changing, and maybe you'll decide that the formula of breastfeeding is too difficult. Why don't you just formula feed your baby? And the interesting thing about this, when this came, is a lot of babies experience a growth spurt at 2 months, and moms are transitioning back to work. Mom's trying to figure out how to use the pump and pump for her baby and find her routine. So this comes in a time of desperation. I don't want to say desperation because motherhood's not desperate, but it comes at a very transitional time where you're very vulnerable as a new mom, and to have someone sending information to undermine your decisions to breastfeed is very detrimental. I want to wrap this up. What I really think, I know that they have products, they have to sell their products, they have marketing teams and advertising teams, and they have to do their thing, and I understand that. I'm a business owner. I have to market my products. I have to sell my products. But I think in terms of global well-being, global health increasing for children, this is really just sort of a United States thing, though, because you don't really see a lot of this type of marketing, and some of this marketing is even illegal in other countries, but you don't really see this type of aggressive marketing. It's like, not only are they going after moms, they're going after moms with messages, with moms who are thinking about breastfeeding, or moms who are breastfeeding, or moms who've heard the benefits of breastfeeding, who may be on the cusp, who may be missing, who need extra support. They may be mothers who hit a bump in the road, which we all do as breastfeeding moms, hit a bump in the road, and they're exploiting that. And they're saying, things may change. Here's your formula. It's free. Well, you're good. And the thing, I didn't pick this up from anywhere. I didn't go and find the formula and bring it into my home. They sent it to my doorstep. And I think that's the part where it becomes overly aggressive. Let the moms decide if they want to go to the store and purchase formula, or if there is a giveaway that you want to do, let the moms go and get the free giveaway. Don't send it to their house. That's just way too aggressive, with all this misinformation about it being as good as breast milk, because it's not. That would be my recommendation. I just think that this is way too aggressive, and that's it. So anyway, if you're breastfeeding, way to go, keep going. If you need help, reach out. There's La Leche League. There is all kinds of, find your lactation consultant in your community to get help. Link up with other moms. Kelly Mom is a good website with breastfeeding information. There's probably a La Leche League meeting in your community, and if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, definitely reach out to RootMama Maternal Care. We are specialists in breastfeeding education, and now we have even more experience firsthand. So thanks so much, and we'll talk soon.